Beautiful people, it's me, Pamela, on my YouTube. Cho, no, what's the T? Siyahlazia.
General Sindile Mfazi was actually unalived, guys. Just imagine you bury someone who's saying, no, COVID, oh no, it's fine. Hey, Yabona General Mkwanazi. Let's just applaud this guy. When were we going to see all of these things that are happening in our country? The rogue people, the criminality that's going on, it's just a lot. You're busy saying COVID when you guys actually unalived the guy. You poisoned the guy. How crazy. So Usindile Mfazi was actually unalived, and then people thought they were going to get away with it. Say was Osizwe Mkhwanazi, guys. Things are just unfolding in a way we never thought, And then they found the poison. The family was just fighting for this. They were just like, there is no way. There is no way it could have been natural causes or a COVID care for that matter, So as the cold case unit is busy, the question remains, who poisoned Sindile? That's the question now. And the reason why Sindile is coming up so much is the Phala situation. So Yabanuti, it was premeditated, this unaliving, and there's a lot of people involved. It's not just one person. So you're gonna say who poisoned him. A Deputy National Crime Intelligence. He was in that office. That's big. We involve no 280 million zidakamizwas upowder lo waziyo nawe uningi, guys, uningi ngalo baba lo. Things are just gonna come out, things are gonna unfold. Uzobona, things are just gonna take another direction. His family is definitely going to get justice for him.
Search and seizure warrants at multiple residential areas. This is, as you've mentioned, in connection to that July 2021 murder. And we're joined now by SAF's national spokesperson, Athlenda Mathe, just to give us a little bit more detail exactly as to what was this about, which were the houses that were targeted, and perhaps maybe even if we've got more information. Athlenda, thank you for your time. Let's take the nation into confidence and just tell us essentially what this operation was targeting and what we've been able to find in particular.
Well, a very good evening, and thank you for the opportunity. It was our wish as the SAPS that the media would allow the investigation to unfold, and by providing the investigators with the necessary space. But now that we are here, we feel that it's quite important to update you on where we are in terms of the death of Lieutenant General Sindile Mfazi. I can confirm that his death is now being investigated as a full-scale murder investigation. You will recall that Lieutenant General Mfazi died on the 8th of July 2021, shortly after testing positive for COVID. So initially, I think everyone thought that he had died of COVID-19 related complications. It was only after his family raised the alarm and approached the then National Commissioner that the National Commissioner then instructed the then ID as well as the SAPS cold case unit to look into those particular allegations. We can confirm that in the same month, his body was exhumed. There were examinations that were conducted that confirmed that a poisonous substance was found in his body. So we can confirm that the case was changed from being registered as an inquest docket to now a murder docket. So the team is investigating the murder of Lieutenant General Mfazi. A lot are asking why it took so long. Remember, the poisonous substance was found in his body. So the team had to determine whether it was accidentally ingested or whether there was an intention to kill him. So following the gathering of evidence and information, the team is quite confident that they are investigating a murder case. They are looking at a number of persons of interest, a combination of high profile and other persons that are involved in this particular murder case. Today I can confirm that the National Cold Case Unit, working closely with the Special Task Force, executed a number of search and seizure warrants. So they conducted this particular operation at 2 offices. I wouldn't want to divulge which offices. They also raided 2 properties in Gauteng, and they are currently interviewing a person of interest. I wouldn't want to divulge names or the identities of these persons of interest, but just to confirm that we are looking at a number of persons of interest. Our goal now is to really provide the necessary closure to the families, looking at the length and the period it took for investigators to bring us to this point. So as I've indicated, the investigation is very delicate, it's very sensitive. We wouldn't want to divulge a lot because the J51 search and seizure warrants are ongoing. So operations are ongoing. They are yet to, hit other addresses, and I wouldn't want to divulge which addresses and which other persons of interest they will be taking in for questioning. But I can confirm that they have seized a number of electronic gadgets to corroborate basically the evidence that they've gathered since July 2021